we see that there are areas in which there are natural disasters and climate damages much greater than in other places on Earth. In the meantime, it was like it used to be in the past. North America is known for it, but it's already a matter of its relation towards the oceans from both sides, the warm stream on the one hand and the cold stream on the other side. This is actually what creates the hurricanes, whereas the earthquakes, it's not in the east but in the west. And also if we're talking about America, if we're talking about Japan, then it's something else. But now too it's coming to Russia. I know the Russian climate very well, and I know the country very well. Now I can't recognize it because there are such leaps and heat and cold and such winds that there was never such a thing. Even earthquakes are starting now in areas that no one ever thought that there could even be the slightest earthquake there, because there are no plates there, like we're on, because we're on the Syrian African. First of all, there are no tectonic plates there, and not like we have here in Israel that we're sitting on this area. So why does it change? Because nature when out of balance, we create such great turbulences. It's like someone's foot hurts, but if he doesn't take care of it, and there's an infection there that spreads around the body, and it influences the lungs and his temperature and everything. So Earth is round. It's an integral system. We don't understand it because we ourselves aren't integral. The thing is that our influence on the general disbalance of Earth started about 50, 60 years ago, from the middle of the 20th century. And we, all of humanity, also reached the integral system between us, that we started being connected between us around Earth, and industry and commerce, in the media, in reciprocity, in being interdependent. We also connected, we connected together. So it all falls into place. Why? Because nature that reaches such a state, and the population, humanity, is also reaching this state. It's all one system. And when we started, even though that we, as a result of our development, as a result of reaching a state where we're all interconnected, we have to take upon ourselves the law of Revut, of reciprocity, that we have to care for the population all over Earth and make sure that they won't do things that could change the balance in nature. We don't do it, but we keep on going, and what's good for the tycoons, that's what we're doing. And so what happened is that there's a gap, a contradiction between human society that does what it feels like, and nature, which is in balance, and now it's coming out of balance because of human society that is not in equivalence with nature, and so we're reaching a state. And what's going to happen? I think that these blows will eventually affect us very severely. It'll cost us a lot of suffering, deaths, illnesses, loss in ability and capability. Altogether, earthquakes can erase entire continents, and the weather, it will force us to do something We don't want to get rid of these industries that pollute the air, even though that we're already capable of doing that. We can grow meat and chicken even without putting different bad substances into their food, which later influences us and them and the soil, where all that eventually penetrates there. We'll have to do it. Nature, it's a system. It's a closed system. Earth is small. And these blows, they will necessitate us to behave differently because we'll have no choice. There will be no place to run to. And therefore I can only say that all of these climate damages that we feel, we need, they will teach us very quickly to correctly relate to what's happening. When you look forward, it's certain areas or it will encompass Earth altogether. All of these blows, suppose if they were to focus, if they would all have been focused on the US, that would have been much better because then they would have been immediately thinking, okay, what can we do? There's nothing that you can do against nature. We're very weak against climate change. But the thing is that it's in Japan and in Africa and here and there. But I still hope that it'll come in a way that humanity will have no choice. We'll have to change ourselves. And if we will change ourselves, and we'll be a bit more considerate of each other, interconnected with one another, like the integral system, encompassed integral reciprocal system in nature, then we could make changes even in those things that as if seem to us today irreversible. Even though we crossed the red line, even though we've crossed it, we can go back to a flourishing, good, nice earth that can inhabit tens of billions of people. It's really an interesting question. Where's the balance between the well-being of man and the well-being of nature? Where's the happy middle? Until we accept it as one and the same, things aren't going to be good. Our problem is that we, A, have to make sure that everyone feels good, B, agree that everything that goes beyond necessities destroys us, destroys Earth, our only Earth, that thanks to which we exist, and that we're doing great harm as a result of our relationships, not only physically, but also internally, mentally. We're creating... Can you say a bit more about that? Yeah, it's well known. There's a lot of research about it. Why can't we take or legislate better laws in favor of Earth? Because we don't want to take each other into consideration, meaning it all depends on the relations between people. But we don't pay attention to that because no one wants to hear about it. And that's why, even though we're talking about it all the time, but still, no one listens. Until the blows will come. But we still have to continue with our explanation, and a bit blows, a bit explanation, and let's hope that together we will reach such a turbulence that people will decide that they have to accept the entire human system, also as an integral system, like with that Earth is integral and that the same laws that apply to Earth, which is round, have to also apply to humanity, which is round.